In this video, we are going through all of the Fortune's Keep Easter eggs currently in Call of Duty Warzone. So the first and a personal favourite Easter egg is the buried pirate treasure found on the beach and sandy areas of the map. Now this can be done in the bay point of interest, but the easiest place to do this Easter egg is on the beach next to the graveyard. If you land over here, you will see a group of umbrellas. In between these umbrellas there will be a shovel that you can interact with. If you pick that shovel up, you will then be able to interact with the piles of sand located on the beach and essentially allow you to dig up buried treasure. Usually these spawn in the same place, so there's no need to memorize spawn locations, and you can take the shovel to various other sandy locations on the map, but digging up the loot on this one beach alone will give you more than enough to get a quick and easy loadout from the nearest buy station, which is usually at the graveyard. So that is why it's best to do this Easter egg over on this beach. So moving on to the next Easter egg, and in my opinion the best Easter egg on Fortune's Keep, we have the secret door in the keep. Now to get access to the secret door, you are going to need to place 2 wine bottles on the shelf to interact with it. Now these wine bottles can be found in various places around the map, but the easiest way to do this Easter egg is to land over in the church in between the terraces and the gatehouse. You can either go in through the front door or you can go in through the smashed stained glass windows at the back. At the back of the hall there'll be a wine bottle placed on the table. You can pick that up by interacting with it. Then you can run straight out the front doors, down the steps and into this building. Behind the very first door there's another shelf, and on the bottom level of that shelf there is the second wine bottle. You can head out of the main door in this building straight to this zip line, go up the zip line, you can run up these stairs through the door, and this will lead you nicely to the dining hall. You can then interact with the shelf, the operator will place the 2 wine bottles down, and the secret door will begin to slide back. And this will reveal all sorts of legendary loot, including a melee weapon, a riot shield, and quite often at least $5,000. Next up we have the graveyard zombie Easter egg. If you head over to the graveyard point of interest on the map, there will be 3 candles randomly dotted around the graveyard. You will need to find all 3 and light them, so basically interact with them and you will light the candle. Now the candles will only ever be on the ground level, they will never be underneath, they will always be in the graveyard, so you will have to look around to try and find these 3 candles. Make sure just to be extra careful when you're looking on the shelves in the crypt like buildings, quite often they're hidden on the shelves, and make sure to check next to each grave. Sometimes they have spawned on the floor next to the graves, they can be a bit of a pain in the ass to try and find, so have a look in the tombs, in the crypts, on the shelves or next to graveyards. Those are all locations where these candles can spawn. Once you have interacted and lighted all 3 candles, a creepy voice will start to laugh.
Mark some gear.
And once you've heard that laugh, you can head over to this grave. Now this is pretty much the biggest single grave in the graveyard point of interest, so it's pretty easy to find, and you will notice that it will give you a prompt to interact with it. It will say press X, square or F to pay respects. Once you do this, it will spawn a zombie. Now the zombies are slightly harder to kill than a normal enemy player, so I would definitely recommend having at least 1 full magazine of an AR or maybe a sub and something else. As you can see in the gameplay on screen, I did slightly struggle to kill this. They won't hurt you, they definitely won't down you, but it is pretty hard to kill them if you've just got 30 bullets, say. Now once you do kill the zombie, it will reveal loot such as a self-revive, maybe an armor satchel, and maybe even the new sequencer grenades. Now the last 2 Easter eggs are very easy and simple to do, but quite often they are a pain in the arse just because of how busy the points of interests are. These 2 are going to be in the winery and in the town areas of the map, and they're pretty much always hot drops, so you might struggle to get these done initially just because of how busy they're going to be. The next Easter egg is the magical fountain over in the winery. If you head to this area in the winery, you will see the fountain in between some buildings. If you drop any amount of money into the water, a bit of loot will be spat back out at you. Now you can put in $100 and you might get maybe a Molotov cocktail, or you can put in $10,000 and you might get a legendary gun. It's pretty random, and the more you put in, the more you get out of it. So if you have maybe $5,000-6,000 extra dollars, chuck it in the fountain, see what you get. As you can see on the gameplay on screen, I put in $4,000 and it gave me a blue Blixen. So that's not bad, and I was able to get some downs on an enemy team using that gun, so it was certainly helpful in that situation. If you spawn and you only find money like I did, it's a great opportunity for you to get something decent for you to help out with fighting enemy teams. And the fifth and final Easter egg currently in Fortune's Keep is going to be the Dartboard or the Bullseye Easter egg. Now if you land over on this building in the town, you will see there is a watermelon on the bar top which will have a throwing knife in. You will need to pick this throwing knife up because you will need it for the next part of the Easter egg. Because it's town, you might have to deal with a few rats on your way. But go into the same building you landed on the second floor, there will be a dartboard next to a locked door. Now it's not a blocked off door, it's just locked. If you throw the knife at the dartboard, the door will open and it will reveal some loot. Now this loot does change, but you can usually get some shotguns, a Milano blueprint, maybe a gas mask. It's pretty decent stuff for a pretty quick Easter egg. But just a reminder, those two Easter eggs are, I would say, harder to do just because of how hot drops town and winery usually are. And there we go guys, those are all of the 5 currently known Easter eggs in Fortune's Keep. If you found this video helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it down below. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so big love to anyone who leaves a like or a comment on the video. I really appreciate it. Let me know your favourite Easter egg on Fortune's Keep. Is it the zombie graveyard Easter egg? Is it the buried treasure? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for staying tuned to the video. As always, feel free to subscribe to the channel for all of the latest Call of Duty news, tips and tricks, how-tos, class setups, and much more.